What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast, back for another week. I am your host, Alex Leak, and we have a special guest with us on the show, former 13-year All-Pro corner for the Houston Oilers, Washington Redskins, Kansas City Chiefs, and Minnesota Vikings, cornerback Cris Dishman. Thanks so much for coming on the show, Cris.
Hey, Alex, thanks a lot for having me. My pleasure.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you on the show. For those of you that don't know, Cris was an all Big Ten corner for the Purdue Boilermakers, a 13-year All-Pro corner for the Oilers, Redskins, Chiefs, and Vikings in the NFL. He played in 199 career games, recorded 739 tackles, 43 interceptions, 16 fumble recoveries, and 6 defensive touchdowns in his NFL career. What a player. Cris has also coached for the San Diego Chargers, Baylor Bears, and now for the upcoming XFL season, he'll be coaching the New York Guardians as a defensive backs coach. So let's get started at the beginning, Cris. You attended St. Francis de Sales High School in Louisville, Kentucky. Is that right?
That's absolutely true. First of all, went to Cris Dishman there in middle school there in Louisville, Kentucky, and then off from Cris Dishman to DeSales, from DeSales to Purdue, and Purdue to Houston.
Okay.
1988, that's when the Houston Oilers drafted me. Then once they decided to go to Tennessee, I went to Washington for 2 years, Kansas City, and then I finished up 2000 in Minnesota. So that was a short end of my career right there, was Minnesota in 2000.
Yeah, it was quite a journey. So your high school days, there at Kentucky, what was it like playing at that school back then? And were you the best, in your school? Were you the best player? And did you believe that you had a shot to one day play in the NFL at that age?
Well, I always dreamed of playing in the NFL, but my mom and dad is very grounded. Two grounded individuals, and they always told me don't put all my eggs in one basket.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure I have another plan. And they kept me grounded and kept us in the church and kept us family oriented. And no, I wasn't the best player at DeSales. I had an older brother, Colin, who was 2 years older than me. He was a heck of a receiver.
Wow.
And a heck of a football player and basketball player. Then we had other guys that at DeSales that was a heck of a player. So I was one of the guys who just wanted to fit in and just get what I can get. I wasn't until later on in my years I got better and better each year. That's all I wanted to do, is just get better and better each year. Use the talent God has given me to showcase that talent, because without him, nothing is possible.
Absolutely, and you definitely, it shows that you worked at your game and continued to get better year after year. You were a two-time Kentucky All-State player in 81 and 82. What was your recruitment like heading into college, and what led to you choosing Purdue as for your education?
Well, my dad went to Indiana, so my first choice was to follow his footsteps. But when D. Corso got fired, I X'd him off, and then there was Louisville and there was Kentucky there, mm-hmm. recruiting me, along with Tennessee. And I've always been a Big Ten guy, so I knew that I always wanted to play in the Big Ten. Michigan was recruiting me, and Michigan was kind of far away from my mom and dad. We had an old clunker and car, and I knew that our old clunker was not going to make it 6.5 hours up to Michigan each and every time. Mm-hmm. So, best next choice was Purdue, because it was a Big Ten school. I always wanted to play in the Big Ten. And Purdue was only 3 hours away. I felt like that our car could make it there and back, and close enough for my mom and dad can come and see me play.
That's very cool. I'm a Big Ten guy as well. I love the Big Ten. I think that's where the best football is played. And you also ran track at Purdue. You were an all Big Ten football player. And you graduated in 1988 with a degree in criminal justice. What was your time like at Purdue? Did you have a good time going to school there and playing for the university?
Yes, I did. Purdue is a great school. It was far away, but not too far where I could get home. Mm-hmm. It was a school school that I had a lot of friends, and I still keep in contact with. Rod Woodson and I played in the same backfield. He was the right corner. I was the left corner. Rod was an exceptional athlete. He was a guy that could do almost anything and everything. He played offense, defense, kickoff return, punt return. He just did it all. But Rod and I came in the same class. I was just redshirted. I was a receiver coming out of high school. That's mainly I thought the schools was recruiting me as a receiver.
Okay.
Lord, and I did a hold that they were switching me over to defensive back. So they knew more than what I did because I wanted to play receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my thing. I wanted to catch the ball and score touchdowns, but they had a better situation of switching me over to defensive back. So, and that's, God worked in mysterious ways, but that's one of the ways he worked for me.
You can tell that you used to play receiver. You got those wide receiver hands as a corner.
I was trying to catch most everything, and that's why I pride myself on it. Not only just interceptions or forcing fumbles and fumble recoveries, and every time you try to get the ball in your hand, try to score, and try to be the dynamic player that that your skill set out to be.
Absolutely.
And I wasn't trying to be the cocky player. I was just trying to be a more confident player. Mm-hmm. And I played with a lot of confidence. And I was drafted in the 5th round, and they already had like four or five corners already on the team when I got drafted. And my first day, I looked around the room and veteran guys, and one guy got drafted ahead of me in the 2nd round. And I was looking around the room. I said, "Well, one or two of these guys about to get cut because I'm making this team some way."
Hell yeah, that's the mindset you gotta have to make it.
Right, and that's the confidence I had in my ability that I'm making this team. Mm-hmm. And it's just fortunate for me also that when Nick Saban called me and told me they was about to draft me, and Mike Holloway called me and told me they about to draft me, they play the same style defense I played at Purdue. It was bump and run in your face. You got this cat, I got this guy over here. We weren't relying on no help unless it's going to play. Mm-hmm. And I fit right into the system. Coach Glanville, he loved to play bump and run. He wanted corners up there and press, reroute receivers and knock them off the route and be able to run and cover and stuff like that. It was his style defense that he loved to play. And I fit right in it. And I don't know if I could have went anywhere else and played because I really didn't learn how to backpedal. I know it's funny, huh? I really didn't learn how to backpedal until my 2nd or 3rd year in the NFL. Wow. When Coach Bettis and Rod Perry and those guys came along and taught me how to backpedal because I never backpedaled at Purdue. We all played bump and run all 4 years.
It's crazy. And then you can tell that you falling a little bit in the draft gave you that chip on your shoulder. Like, it doesn't matter who's in front of me. I'm going to make the team, and I'm going to be the best player I can be.
The draft back then was a 2-day affair.
Uh-huh.
It was a 1-day affair, and it hit all the rounds, and it hit up to 12 rounds then. So I was just wanting to get drafted. Mm-hmm. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to get drafted and get on a team and prove that I can play, 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round. Only thing that was back in the day was the amount of money, your signing bonus.
Yeah.
Of course, you get the 1st round, the first three rounds, you're going to get a bigger signing bonus. Even in the lower rounds, you're going to get a lower signing bonus. So that's all that was. But any signing bonus to me at that time was more than I was making anyway. So I really didn't didn't put a lot on a signing bonus. I just wanted to get in and play so that I could play at that level.
Yeah, absolutely. And you come in as a rookie, and you would play 15 games starting too. I know you were used on special teams and nickel, and you just pretty much did whatever they told you to do. You would score on a blocked punt against the Eagles. You would score a touchdown on that in your rookie year. What do you remember most about your first season in the NFL? Is it a big adjustment compared to playing at Purdue and in the Big Ten?
Oh, it's a huge adjustment.
Yeah.
You got guys up there, you got linemen up there probably run at the same speed you run.
Wow.
And you're talking about the preparation, if you have to time manage yourself more than anything because That's your job. You have to treat it as your job, even though it's a sport. At Purdue, I had people saying, okay, I have to be in this class, this class, this class, this class, and all sit down, practice, training table, study hall, boom, you have to be in bed. Well, in the NFL, you don't have coaches only tell you when the meetings and practice.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell you anything else. You have to manage yourself off the field. Was like, well, what I'm gonna do at night after 7 o'clock? What time? Meetings at 7 a.m. There's no one calling you and telling you, hey man, let's go. We're knocking on your door and tell you, hey, it's meeting time.
Yep.
Like we did at Purdue, we took care of each other, walking down the hallway with the same door. Hey man, let's go. It's time to get up for class. Whereas now I'm on my own, and I didn't have no one to say, okay, man, it's time to get to the meetings, or it's time to study film or watch film, and stuff like that. So that's what it's more time management than anything.
Yeah, and you got to have that discipline once you get there. You see it with rookies all the time nowadays that don't always have the discipline, miss meetings, miss rehab, something like that. Next thing you know, they're not on the team.
Right, and what I did as a rookie, I never really, I had a couple friends, veterans, Mike Rozier, Ray Wallace on the team, but I didn't hang out with them.
Mm-hmm.
As a rookie, I don't think you can hang out with veterans yet. You don't hold the right to hang out with them yet. And I just wanted to go and study my playbook, study what I had to do. I went in the room and studied. I went in the room and talked to my roommate about what's this coverage, that coverage, this and that. Just learn football more than anything. I think that's the biggest adjustment that any rookie can do, is just go in and be humble and study and get all the X's and O's first, and everything else will come.
That's awesome. That's good lessons to learn. Now, in your second season with the Oilers, you'd play in all 16 games, record 4 interceptions, block 2 punts, and a field goal. You were quite the special teams playmaker. You would also, it's interesting that you come into the Oilers and you would make the playoffs like for your first 6 seasons into the league. What was all that playoff experience like for you?
Oh, that was lovely. Each and every year, we just thought for sure we was going to get to the big show.
Mm-hmm. Should have.
I'm not saying this is cocky.
Yeah.
And I hope people don't take it that way. But getting to the playoffs for us is easy because we had such a talented team. From my '88 season to my '93 season, we had so much talent than anybody else on those teams that we can go out and play and kick anybody's butt. We had so much confidence. The players themselves, every position had so much confidence. Just take our offensive lineman. We had Bruce Matthews, Dean Steinkoller, Mike Munchak, Jay Pennison. Those guys were there. Take our receivers, Hayward Jeffries, Ernest Gibbons, Drew Hill. Just take our running backs, Alan Pinkett, Mike Rozier, Alonzo Smith, Gary Brown. Just take our defensive line.
Highsmith, all those guys.
Ray Childers. I could go on and on. Second linebackers, Johnny Dees, Robert Reynolds, and Al Smith. Secondary was Earl Lewis, Richard Johnson, Steve Jackson, Mike Dumas, himself. We could go on and on about guys we had, and even our special team guys. Del Greco was a good case of Peter Montgomery was a good. Greg Montgomery was a good punter. So we had so much talent that we just believed that every single game we was going to win.
That's awesome.
And if we didn't win the battle, we was going to win the war, but we was going to win something.
Absolutely.
And that's the confidence that we had in each other. That you may be having a bad game, but I'm not going to have a bad game. And we were so competitive, and the right corner versus the left corner, the right side versus the left side, and the receiver wise, we scored more points than you guys would. No, you did because we had a block punt, we had an interception return, so that's not you guys' points. we were just so competitive amongst each other that we drove each other to be the best they could possibly be. Absolutely,
you got to dominate in all 3 phases, and in 1990, the Oilers would hire head coach Jack Pardee. And you would be moved into the starting lineup at corner. You would start all 16 games and record 4 interceptions, a forced fumble, and 62 tackles. What was it like when the team hired Jack Party? What did he bring?
Well, Coach Party was a solid foundation for something we needed.
Mm-hmm.
He was a guy that brought the commitment aspect of it. You have to be committed to not only yourself but to your team. He brought the team aspect. And like I said, also with Coach Perry, with Coach Pardee, there was Pat Thomas. Pat Thomas played with the Rams back in the day, so he was a guy that was a very technique-driven guy. He knew how and what you did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before you even come to the sideline, he was a guy that could see things and visualize things and say, "You did this wrong, so you need to do this." I was just very fortunate to have some great defensive back coaches, like I said before. Tom Bettis, Pat Thomas, Rod Perry also played with the Rams. It was the right and left corners for the Rams back in their heyday. So I had his back-to-back coaches. So, Nick Saban for my first 2 years. And I've just been blessed to have such a good foundation and good coaches throughout my year. And I take a little bit of everyone as I coach today.
Yeah, and you played for some great ones. And then in 1991, you would have your best season, one of your best seasons. I mean, forcing a turnover in 7 straight games is unbelievable. You would start 15 games, record 66 tackles, 6 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries. You would be selected to the Pro Bowl game and also took home first-team All-Pro honors. In the 91 playoffs, you guys would beat the Jets and then lose at Denver in a really good game. What do you remember most? What was it like going up against John Elway in those big games?
Well, that was very, very good. It's like I said, we could get to the playoffs. We can get to the first round. We can get to the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Getting over that hump, we have never had the opportunity to get over that hump. Even like you said, in 91, we lost to Denver there. Something freak. Elway at the last 2 or 3 minutes come back and score a touchdown, and they win the game.
Yeah.
It's something like that. We always was there, and then something happened. In 93, the big comeback from Buffalo.
Uh-huh.
We were up 35-3. Then all of a sudden, boom, something happened because we knocked the starting quarterback out the game.
Yep.
So usually when you knock the starting quarterback out the game, you have a good chance of winning that game. And it's unfortunate Frank Wright came back, boom, now he's won. So we always had that something there that we could not get over. And that was the only thing that I hate. We didn't get a chance to get to the Super Bowl. I've never been to a Super Bowl. I've not even watched Super Bowl TV, but personally, I never went to the Super Bowl because I always told myself I'm not going unless I'm playing or coaching.
Yeah.
Now I'm not playing, so the only time I have a chance to actually get to the Super Bowl is coaching.
Yep. Yeah, and I hope you get there as a coach. It would be a great moment, great accomplishment. Get to it. I mean, you had a solid 92, starting 15 games, forcing turnovers, 40 tackles. That game was crazy. Did you guys know about Frank Reich's 31-point comeback against Miami in college? And was that talked about at all at halftime? No.
We just knew Frank Reich was a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
We didn't have no stats on him, game plan on him, no report on him, nothing like that. I just knew he was a backup quarterback.
Yeah. And
coming out the second half, I had my shoulder pads loose because I figured like, they're gonna throw the ball, they're not gonna run the ball, so I need to tighten my shoulder pads. They're gonna throw the ball. I was like, I'm getting me some picks because I know they have to throw the ball to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And that was everybody's mindset of getting interceptions and getting turnovers.
Yeah, absolutely. And then in 1993, the Oilers would hire new defensive coordinator Buddy Ryan, who would bring his 4-6 defense to Houston. You would have a great year in the system, starting all 16 games, recording 78 tackles, 6 interceptions, and 4 forced fumbles, including an interception in 4 straight games, and also a 58-yard touchdown off of a fumble forced by yourself and recovered and taken for a touchdown. Now, what was it like playing for Buddy Ryan?
Buddy Ryan was a charm to play for. He was a very confident. He had a lot of confidence in himself and in his defense and his ability to make calls and make plays and put you in the right position.
Mm-hmm.
And that boiled over to our defense because we always talk about turnovers, making turnovers, stuff like that. And that's what he preached: making turnovers, getting the quarterback out of the game, getting the receivers out of the game. He always getting the quarterback and the running back. You get the starting quarterback and the starting running back out of the game, we have a chance of winning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he was all about: bringing the pressure, of making the quarterback second and third guess themselves. Try to get the line confused and pick up which blitz become, showing blitzing one side, dropping, then coming the opposite side. So we had different stuff that we were able to do to confuse a lot of people. But coaching, playing for Buddy, I can see why the players love him because he is a quote-unquote players coach.
Mm-hmm.
He was a guy that very demanding. He was very honest. And that's his players. That's what you like. You like honesty. You like guys you want guys, coaches to believe in you as much as you believe in yourself.
Absolutely. And then in 96, you would be playing under the franchise tag and be the second highest paid corner behind Rod Woodson, your former college teammate. You would start all 16 games, record 57 tackles, but only 1 interception and 2 fumble recoveries. But you were not happy with, losing. You wanted to be on a team that you felt like could contend. And then along with the move from Houston to Nashville, you would file for free agency after the 96 season. What was it like switching, going from the Houston Oilers to the Washington Redskins?
Well, it was great for me because I was able, it was twofold, let me say that.
Mm-hmm.
One end it was great because I was able to play with a guy like Daryl Green.
Mm-hmm.
Have a Daryl Green on the other side of me, and I knew that, hey, I was going to get a lot of footballs. There's no way they could go in the legend Daryl Green. So I was able to rejuvenate myself by going to Washington and having a new scene. It was also hurtful because I didn't want to go to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I didn't think that Houston owners should have moved for Tennessee. I did not agree with the mayor. I did not agree with the owner
Mm-hmm.
because I think that Houston is was probably at the time in the top 10 largest cities and schools, and probably the number 2 or number 3, the number 1 or the number 2 as far as high school football area, and that love football.
Yeah.
For them to be leaving and going to a place like Tennessee, it's like it doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me, and all the powers that be ahead of me who made that decision decided to move, and I was like, I'm not going to Tennessee. I felt like I was betraying the people of Houston. I felt like I was betraying the love that they always support, they have always had for this team. Because at the Astrodome, we used to sell out, and that stadium used to be rock. That was probably one of the hardest stadiums to play in, all because of our fans.
Yeah.
So I was up one year telling them, well, we're leaving, all because someone else was building a new stadium. I didn't think that was right.
Yep.
And that's why I chose I felt like that I had to have my own destiny in my hands, and I chose to go ahead and file for free agency and go somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely, and it worked out. I think sometimes a change of scenery is good, and like you said, you joined Daryl Green in Washington. You would play all 16 games, record 64 tackles, 4 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and 1.5 sacks, and you would make the Pro Bowl in 97. In 98, you would start all 16 games, have another good year, but the Redskins would release you following the 98 season. Then you'd go to the Kansas City Chiefs after an impressive workout. They would sign you, and you'd have a good year with the Chiefs, a really good year, starting all 16 games in 1999 with the Chiefs, 72 tackles, 5 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries, and 2 defensive touchdowns that happened in the same game against the Oakland Raiders. What was your time like with the Chiefs, and a hell of a game against the Raiders, huh?
It was. The Chiefs is, I say, Green Bay Kansas City, and I think the Oakland fans was probably a very dedicated fan.
Mm-hmm.
Playing against Kansas City, I hated it because that stadium was so loud, and then when they at the end of the national anthem, the home of the, and everybody yelled Chiefs, you can hear the rumble going through the stadium. But then when I joined the Chiefs, I loved it so much because that rumble through the stadium get your goosebumps up, get you ready, like, okay, this is good. This is gonna be a football game, you know. And then when you're going into pregame, you have almost 35,000 people already in the stand.
Yeah.
You know, it was crazy. Then if you have a rivalry week, like when we played Oakland on Friday, we had so many people, so many RVs already in the parking lot. You know, Friday after practice, barbecuing, cooking out, playing the Chiefs fight song. You know, it was amazing to see that. It's just, like I said, that was a good year for me, and I felt that, you know, Kansas City was my home at the time, but I understand the way football is. You know, if you get someone younger and cheaper, I understand the way it is. I understand. I had no issues with that at all.
Yeah, it's a business, and it's not, you know, it doesn't always work out the way you want it to, but it's awesome that you got to spend at least a year there and have the fun you did, experience that, the Chiefs and their fans. Then in 2000, you would sign with the Minnesota Vikings and play 11 games, recording 52 tackles and an interception. Now, this play gets talked about, this unreal play against Antonio Freeman and the Packers. Man, I don't blame you on that, though. How is Antonio Freeman going to catch that? That was unbelievable how it bounces off his back, and he catches it while, like, laying on his back. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was one of those things. I used that right there as a coaching tool to my players.
Yeah.
Never assume, never think the play is over. Always, no matter what, always tackle the guy, or, you know, make sure the play is over. So I actually use that play as a coaching tool because you can learn from the positive, you can learn from the negative.
Absolutely.
That play itself was like one of those unreal plays, and I did not believe he caught it until I saw the jumbotron on the screen, and I looked up and I was like, I just went in the locker room. I was so pissed at myself because I had an opportunity to tackle him, but I didn't because I didn't think he caught it.
Yeah,
and I should have just went ahead and finished the play. First of all, I should have caught the interception. That's number one. But since I did not catch the interception, I should have went ahead and finished the play and made the ref blow the whistle and made the ref tell me the play was over. And that was one of those plays I assumed. And that's why I tell players all the time, you can't assume that something's over because it can come back and bite you. And that came back and bit me because I was assuming the play was over.
Yeah, and it's just one of those crazy plays, one of those weird bounces, and you know, at least you're learning from it and teaching today's kids about it, and so that's good. What was it like to play for the late coach Dennis Green?
Dennis was very good. He was, like I said, he used to always do team family functions. He had a good team family functions. You know, he was all about the X's and O's. Like I said, he was another guy who was very demanding on his offensive and defensive guys. And he pretty much let his defensive guys coach and his players play. Mm-hmm. You know, he was like, you guys know what to do. You guys have been here a while. Definitely, we had a veteran team, too. So we didn't have a young team. We had a very veteran team. So, so he knew that we knew how to get ourselves ready to play, you know, stuff like that. So it was an honor to play underneath Denny Green.
That's awesome. Well, a hell of a career playing, and then in 2009 you would work with current Browns defensive coordinator Steve Wilks as defensive backs coach for 5 years with the then San Diego Chargers. What was it like working with Steve Wilks, and do you expect big things out of him going forward? He's now the defensive coordinator with the Browns. Do you expect the Browns to be nasty this year?
Yes, I do. Wilks, you can tell at the beginning guaranteeing that Wilkes is going to be some type of head coach or coordinator because he had the work ethic, he had the knowledge, he had the skills, he had the people skills. Every player, offensively or defensively, loved being around him, loved talking football with him. You know, he's an old school football coach and have good knowledge of the game, understanding players. You know, you can tell that he's going to be coordinator and a head coach one day, but it was an honor working with Coach Wilkes because he taught me a lot of more, not just X's and O's, but how to listen to a player and understand a player and coach a player. That's what he is very good at, of listening, letting the player get what he has to say out, and then, you know, still it's going to be his way, but he gave the player opportunity to get his voice out, get his voice heard. So that's what he learned of him a lot. That's
awesome. And then in 2015, you would work with the Baylor Bears as a defensive assistant for 2 years. Now, coming up in 2020, you will be the defensive backs coach for the new XFL League and the New York Guardians. You excited about that opportunity?
I am very excited about it. You know, Kevin Gilbride and I of course, worked together there in Houston. Jim Herman is my first year working with him, but, you know, Jim's a very smart guy, a very tech-savvy guy, and also a guy who knows a lot of X and O's, so I'm very excited to learn from, being underneath his mentorship and learn from him. And it's going to be exciting that the league will get a lot of good players in that league, because not everybody can make it to the NFL. Not everybody wants to make it to the NFL, but not everybody can make it there. There's only 1,600 players in the NFL, which is probably about almost 4,000-something players out there that want to play football.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm glad the new league is starting, because it gives guys a lot of opportunities to go out and continue to play a game that they always wanted to play since they was in grade school. And it gives them opportunity to keep playing their game.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, I look forward to it too. I can't wait for the XFL. It'll be good to have football like all year round, and I wish best of luck to you with the New York Guardians. I hope you guys have great success and you have a great time coaching there.
And I will. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
I
and
appreciate it. Thank you for having me on, man. It's been great.
Yeah, thanks so much for being on my show, and you're the man, Chris, and best of luck in 2020.
All right, thank you. Have a great one.
Yep, you too. See you later.